right, let's play some more Magic, huh? Grixis Shadows. So, it is worth noting that the thing that you go into Grixis for in Modern, Grixis Shadow's been a thing in Modern, is not a thing in Historic yet. We do not have Stubborn Denial. That being said, we have two really sweet main deck blue cards that we're splashing into a red-black Shadow Shell here, and we have some counter spells on the board that'll be useful in some matchups as well. So, Royal Scions is a card that's actually seen play as a 1/2 of in Modern Shadow. That seems reasonable. So this gives first strike and trample to something, which can make your Kroxas and your big shadows punch through in the late game, which is great. We're also playing Lazav, which feels like a really sweet inclusion. So the absolute nuts with Lazav is you use Stitcher Supplier or you super high roll and use Lazav's Surveil 1 to put a Kroxa in your discard pile by turn 3. So that way you can turn this into a Kroxa and attack with it on turn 3 is the absolute nut draw. Past that high roll situation, I think Lazav is also just a pretty reasonable card in general in this deck. Getting to play more copies of Dreadhorde Arcanist, having more copies of Death Shadow in the late game, those seem like both very reasonable things to be doing. Because we're playing Royal Scions, we're notably giving up Lurrus here, but because we're giving up Lurrus, we also gain access to a powerful sideboard card and Rampaging Ferocidon in the sideboard, so that way we can have an extra tool in the Angels matchup, which has been increasingly popular. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games with this, and the main question we're going to be looking to answer is, do the blue cards feel like they're worthwhile, or have we just kind of diluted the red-black Arcanist deck? Arcanist, Shadow, whatever you want to call it. For the follow on, Droid. Good morning. Sure. Don't cast your shadow on one, chat. You'll be sad. Don't do it. Ooh, they're not blue-white control, they're spirits. But the interface says I can cast a Jeff, why wouldn't I? Asking the real questions. Spooky, spooky. This matchup's probably a little bit tough for us. We'll probably want to be a little bit conservative with how much more damage we deal to ourselves here. Let's cast this first, and what this hits will determine if we Lazav or Arcanist. And we hit Kroxa, so we'll Lazav. And animation is so good. It's half the reason to play Lazav. Well, been that. And they likely don't have actual removal. They're just gonna like exile our stuff if they have more, most likely. Infernape, I too am down with the Pokemons. And Mallardin, good afternoon. Hey, Mezerit. Speaking of, thanks for the prime, I appreciate it. Yeah, Historics, we're gonna go back to doing some standard this week. Like, we're not gonna be a mono Historic stream. I wanna mix in some standard. I wanna play some more Blue-Black Flash and some other things that I've seen. But we're definitely gonna be a mostly Historic stream moving forward, I think. Especially as we get further from set releases. We'll do a little bit bigger focus on standard at set release time. One of the other things that's sweet is that Lazav keeps its name when you play him. So we can actually escape Kroxa as well. So you can have both Lazav copying Kroxa and Kroxa in play at the same time. Yeah, standard's fine. I just don't think I want to play it for like, you know, like an hour or two a day is plenty. I've got a short list of standard decks I want to run through. They definitely have a much deeper pool of historic decks for people to pick from. So the half a year we're in. I think if you are not a fan of matchup polarization, you probably won't be a fan of current Historic. Historic's got a lot of pretty polarized matchups. Man. If we just had one more turn, if we just had one more mana, we could kill them. We could shock this in, and then do this and do this. Yeah, we're so close. We needed them to not have removal landlord is pretty rough. My feelings on claim changed at all. No, claim is still a stain and should probably be removed from the format. It's just, you know, historic is varied enough that you can not run into that effect a significant amount, which is nice. What's missing from historic to make Death Shadow as great as it is in modern? Street Wraith and Stubborn Denial are the two big things it's missing. Cutting the Thoughtseizes here. I don't know that Teamer Battle Rage is super necessary. I honestly think Street Wraith is the most important missing piece. Now, I actually don't think the fetch shock mana base is huge. I think people are undervaluing Street Wraith. Street Wraith is super important. The bolt lands and shocks are like pretty close to what's it called? Actually, chat, I wasn't muted. RTX voice crashed, okay? The microphone was on, you just couldn't hear me because of RTX voice. Sorry, to repeat my thought before RTX voice crashed. The Street Wraith is also important for the delve threats that people are talking about too. So like the delve threats, there's a number of missing pieces of the modern Shadow puzzle that Shadow is missing in this format. But what's it called is basically Street Wraith is kind of the one that ties all the pieces together. For people that are new to the stream, RTX voice is a piece of technology made by NVIDIA that filters out background noise from my microphone in real time. So for example, if my children are running around or stomping above head, or in the summer, if my air conditioner is running, those noises can be picked up by my microphone, but don't come through to OBS and out to you all at home. It's basically wizardry. That's true. It doesn't like when I get a little bit pitchy sometimes. But it's still more good than bad, so I use it. What kind of graphics card do I have? A 2080 Super. I think you're probably just a different deck if Gurmag Angler exists, J-Ray. Like the types of things you do to build your deck when Gurmag Angler exists just are kind of different. I mean, we're gonna get the Delve cards into Historic. Tarkir is coming, chat. And this can't block non-flyers, right? What do 2080 supers cost today? They can't be that much, right? Because the 3000 series cards are out. I'm pretty happy with my card though. Like I basically don't do any gaming. I basically don't do any gaming other than Arena on my PC at this point since I got my PlayStation. I mean, I paid a good amount for my 2080 Super. I'm gonna look at my expenses spreadsheet now. All right, what did I pay for my 2080? Graphics card. Yeah, I paid almost 900 bucks for my 2080. I paid more for my 2080 than I paid for my PlayStation. And their last card is going to be Rattle Chains. We're going to get savaged. They're over a grand now. Okay. When did I get that? I don't have a date in my thing. It's funny too, because I almost didn't get the 2080 for the 900 bucks when I bought it because I thought the 3000 series cards were coming out soon, and I'm really glad I didn't wait. This could find us something to flashback with Arcanist. In the world of things we now need to worry about, I read an article the other day talking about crypto farming having an impact on climate change as well because of all of the energy consumption from these machines running constantly. Like, not just running constantly, but like doing computations constantly. Wow, that's wild. The chip shortage combined with Japanese factory catching on fire is crushing a lot of industries. The auto manufacturer I work for is shutting down production for a week in North America because we can't get chips. It's a loss of over 100 million. Honestly, and like 16-year-old Jeff would like look at me with disgust based on what I'm about to see, but I honestly don't think I'd ever buy a gaming PC ever again. I probably wouldn't have even bought my 2080 Super if I would have known that I was going to get the PS5. The PS5 was just kind of an impulse buy, and I got lucky and got one at retail when they released. And I definitely don't think I will ever go back to being a PC gamer. Past things like Arena that obviously don't play well on a console. I greatly prefer playing even most of the games. Like I played Horizon Zero Dawn on my PC before I got the PlayStation, and I played the entire thing with my Switch Pro controller. So I'm comfortable using a keyboard and mouse. Like I've played thousands of hours of like Counter-Strike Source growing up. It's just as an old man, if I play a really movement intensive game for several hours on a keyboard and mouse, my hands really hurt these days. Whereas if I spend a few hours playing an action game on the average controller, the PlayStation controller, or my Switch controller, my hands feel fine. Just Spark Harvest straight away, huh? Well, to be fair, as someone who's spent a lot of time getting games to work with a controller on the PC, if a game isn't released through Steam and you can't get it to launch through Steam, using something like a Switch Pro controller on Windows is basically impossible because it's a trash operating system. The fact that the controller drivers are built into Steam and not built into the operating system is beyond silly. That should definitely be an OS level thing. All hardware stuff like that should be at the operating system level. I think we're just escaping Kroxa here, right? And then they're gonna Collected Company and exile it and make us sad. Want to prioritize leaving 1 mana spells in here and things we might copy with Lazav down the line. I actually haven't tried my PlayStation 5 controller because I haven't been PC gaming. Why would you be PC gaming without Steam in the first place? Because there's games that are exclusive on other things, or they're cheaper. Like I bought Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on Game Pass. And it spent me, like, the amount of time it took me to get my Switch Pro controller to work with Senua's Sacrifice via Game Pass. I wish I would have just spent the extra 10 or 15 bucks to buy it on Steam. It was not worth it. Kira's pretty scary here. It makes our Spark Harvest bad. If they attack us here, we get to double Dust Shadow next turn, which is nice. Yeah, Steam pays people less than Epic Game Store does because the Epic Game Store is the B-rate store, so they have to pay more because that's how they get people on their platform. If Epic gave the same cut as Steam, nobody would use Epic. It wouldn't be worthwhile. Steam is like the Magic the Gathering of game stores, chat. Like they're the OG. Come on, hit me! Hit me, opponent! Hit me! It's fine, I'll just escape this. I'm gonna leave a shadow in here in case we draw a Lazav. And then again, like with them pressuring me, I'm gonna go ahead and choose to not shock myself here. Because I'd rather make them do the work hurting me. It is a great card to put them in. You're not wrong. Hamadan, thank you for the follow. Yeah, KDD. Different people have different thresholds for like what's acceptable, what they'll pay money for or not. You know, like when I was a kid in college, the things I'd be willing to spend money on to not do are very different. Like speaking as someone who like ground items in Diablo 2 to sell on third-party auction houses to make money, like that's something I'd never do today. But like it was something that definitely did back then. I think we're dead to this eagle here. Kira looking really, really good here. This honestly playing out a lot like this kind of matchup plays out in Modern, where they got their Kira down and they made my spot removal bad, and then they held back until they could kill me in 2 attacks in the air here. The arena pet is sleeping because I have emotes turned off. So if you disable emotes, it disables your opponent's pet. I think we like bolt Stitcher Supplier on one here. I agree that point and click shooters are better on keyboard and mouse. They're more accurate. Like, what was it called? We played through Deus Ex Human Revolution on stream, and that was the last game I used keyboard and mouse for. So I played that game as a run and gun game. So it was much easier to run and gun with the keyboard and mouse. Nothing useful in there yet. You know, I'm probably... Oh, I did shock. Yeah. Sick. Shoutouts to our opponent, enabling our Death Shadow a turn sooner. Appreciate you. I assume Shadow's dying here. Fortunately, a card short of escaping Kroxa still. Thanks, Mezzy. And we had a killer viewer count yesterday. I think we ended up averaging almost 2,000 people by the end of the day. Yeah, it's all up on YouTube with the small amount of downtime that we had cut out. You know, honestly, I'm gonna leave that there. That's actually a great hit. Yeah, I plan to play Cyberpunk like a year or a year and a half from now. When the game's actually finished. It might attack us with this wrinkle at this point. Like I heard Witcher 3 was really buggy when it came out too, and I was super happy with my playthrough of that by the time I got to it, so. Probably won't wait quite that long, but eventually. Hey, Cave, good afternoon. Glitcher 3 was its name for a while, yeah, I heard that. That's what the people tell me. You know what? Maybe I should be attacking with the Stitcher Supplier. Yes. Deal Lorino. On my website, Delbert. The stream queue. That's a pretty good draw. So I think I want this to be like a lightning bolt, right? So I think we attack with these and we stack this so this happens first. I can Thoughtseize them. That's unfortunate. If one of these two cards had been a land, we'd have killed them there. Alright, I'm sure they have draws that kill us here. Like if they hit a red source, we die. This is 4. Alright, this must be a spell, huh? Loose game. I think I messed, I don't even think, I definitely messed this game up by not attacking with my Stitcher Suppliers earlier. If I would have had a Stitcher Supplier earlier, we would have been able to escape this sooner. Yeah, good game. Yeah, they could have won that game at turn with different sequencing with the Lantern for sure. Do I want Claim? I guess they're a Kroxa deck, huh? Do we want these Abrades? If that's the case. I might just click submit, honestly. Maybe I cut the Thoughtseizes for more things that play to the board. I don't hate that. And sacrifice non-land permanent. Serenade. Kind of hoping for Light Stitcher, Supplier into Kroxa here, huh? Yeah, Lazav's animation is great. It's real good. Oh, hey, that's a reason to bring in Abrade. This format's so funny. Just like my opponent's Kroxa deck just caged me. Stop it. I brought in 3 copies of Abrade, so... I mean, to be fair, I don't even know that Cage is all that great at the moment with the Jund decks moving towards food. Like, Cage is a lot worse against Trail of Crumbs than it is against Collected Company. Like, just shutting off Cat doesn't go very far. So I know this is a little shocking, so if anybody at home is watching while standing, you might want to take a seat. But so far, my Grixis deck hasn't felt very good, chat. First off, how dare you? That's rude, Jeff. Grixis is our emperor. What's going on, Pandas? Cage in your Kroxa deck is something. Alright, so we'll bottom the claims against a Yorion deck, huh?
Quest of mystery.
Tyragir's Lantern works with Cage too. Doesn't what's it called explicitly not work? Or you're like just lanterning people? You're like explicitly not using the Tyragir part? We are very bad at drawing Thoughtseize, I agree. Our deck's probably a lot better when our Arcanist does more than just be a 1/3.
Let me synthesize the facts.
Just 1/3 the Juju card, something like that. That is adjacent to what he did.
Should we regroup?
Definitely.
Afternoon, Garlith. I let deck's been Negate. It's been alright. The Bant deck was good again. This deck's been a little whatever, and, what's it called? It was a little whatever. Blanking on it. Yeah. The Climb deck we played today. Hey, Fizzy. Thank you for the 39 months and for the very generous tier 3. Welcome back. I think I'm copying Kroxa here. Ooh, that's pretty good. Alright, well, beep beep. Yeah, 1 mana short of being able to Scions into give something trample here. Probably Death Shadow. Cardboard Live's been missing the Giant the Kid, thanks for the follow. Cardboard Live's been missing the HA cards. I imagine they're getting a Skyclave apparition here. Oh, they plan to attack me? No? Weird.
I will steady your mind, Rowan.
And I will inspire your bravery, galvanizes any hand.
And this will clear the last card out of their hand, which is nice. Yeah, first strike trample is great here. Hey, Forever, thank you for the over half a year. Welcome back. Show me a land. Rats. Brick. Nice. Well, feed the swarm sounds great, right? It's a dispute matchup. Feels like it could be a dispute matchup. I know Claim to Fame was like okay that game, but they're probably going to be, I guess they have Oathakite actually. So they have a lot of exile effects. I'm not sure if Claim Fame is really where I want to be in life. Need four cuts here. I guess claiming most of their non-deputy things isn't very good, so maybe we give up that. Boarding a decks like this is tough because it feels like most of our pieces like fit together. So I'm just supposed to like trim around the edges for the last little bit. I guess I'm bringing in this as removal, so maybe we trim Spark Harvest as removal. Let's do that. Sure, not amazing, but fine. Has Thoughtseize on one, chat. What do you want in life? Pretty sure it's that one. Can Skyclave this if they want. That's so much worse for us than Skyclave, chat.
I appreciate clean victory. I enjoy the proper application of knowledge.
And now they get to Skyclave the Scions, and then they're gonna exile my graveyard. Ow.
Training?
I'm really interested to see if anyone from the MPL manages to break Shadow for the Kaldheim Championship next weekend, because so far it's not been amazing. Easy dispute. That was Demacia Rising from the Riot Creator Safe playlist. They have a bunch of jammin' tunes. Yeah, we're super in here. You did miss it, Bob. Yeah. You see any shadow decks in the open? We didn't end up getting any on coverage. There was one person that went 4-2 with Red-Black Arcanist, but the few other people that submitted it were worse than that, or finished worse than that. That's awful, Beansy. Good on you for doing the right thing. Bob, you can always donate for whatever you want to see. I still take deck submissions for 5k bits. FYI, or a $50 direct donation. I'd be happy to revisit Mud anytime this week that you'd like. Thanks for the tip, Bob. Appreciate you. Mud me, baby. You have a particular day you'd like to get money this week? Let me know. Oh wow, we got a second new planeswalker. Sweet. We'll pull that up after we're done here today. Hey, Rescott, thanks for the 14 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back.
I lead the way, but my brother.
To know is to triumph.
This thing has menace too. What a scary dog. Hey.
I will learn what nobody yet knows.
Dead to a stiff breeze, chap.
My plan
You brought me snacks, Jacob. Thank you for the snacks, child. All right, one more brick, opponent. Damn it. Well, at least they drew that this turn, because it would have been lethal last turn. Thunk. This line leaves us dead to a deputy, but I need to close this game out, so we definitely want to attack. They're not even bug stacks, so they are not. Ooh, holding lands for their Scion draws a good thought. That's probably right. I'm through two of them already. One more brick. One more brick. Can I read? Thank you for the 13 months. Good morning, good morning. Good afternoon. It's noon here in the cornfields now. What a curious choice. Curiouser and curiouser. Listen, chat. We've all been there, okay? Don't act like you haven't tunnel visioned before. Again, one of the many reasons why our record with the current deck is mostly meaningless. I have not been super impressed with Shadow so far in this format, Emmanuel. I think Black-White Shadow's probably been the most impressive. Grixis today's felt a little lackluster. Beware, Steve-O. Thanks for the follow. And so far I've liked this less than the Black-White Ranger. Ranger of Eos finding a grip full of Death Shadow has been the best thing that I've done with the card so far in this format. Are we doing it, chat? Are we gonna attack with the Kroxa on turn 3? I did forget to pull up the spoiler. We'll do it after this match. It'll be okay. Now there's the question of, is attacking with Kroxa on turn 3 gonna be enough against elves? It honestly might not be. It might have been right to keep the 4th land on top, too. Yeah, like, their entire hand right now is spells. So, like, I guess attack you, like, you chump block with an elf token, you discard a card, but, like, they're not casting most of these cards anyways. It honestly might even be wrong to attack here. Because I'm going to get cracked for, like, 5 on the backswing. Well, I guess if they attack, I get to chump block with this, then escape a second Kroxa, and maybe 2 Kroxas beating down is good enough. The November set is the January set shifted forward, with the rest of 2022 likely shifted up to accommodate. Do you have a source on that, Gengar? That there won't be a January set? I hadn't heard that yet. Yeah, this is definitely a situation where Scion would be super useful to be able to trample over their Dorkos. The current standard doesn't rotate. Call Diamond Zendikar. Learner's Guide to get into Discord. Yep. Details right here, Burning Piggy. You'll want to re-up your Prime sub before it lets you in, though. The Discord's great. If you're a sub, you should pop in. Excuse me? That's yes, deal. All of that block, please. I mean, I guess they can't know I have another Lazav. Thanks for the 25 months, Tim Star. I appreciate it. Thanks for the Prime, Burning Piggy. Good afternoon. Do you think they are in love with the Coco, chat? Yeah, to be fair, when you join the Discord, you probably want to have a couple of minutes to like look through all the channels, because there's a lot of channels in the server and you'll want to mute the ones you're not interested in. Excuse me? What? I mean, I have this other Kroxa, so like I ain't mad, but what? Who hurt you, opponent? What was their name? Is this now a Grixis channel? Listen, if I did deck votes for every deck we played, it would definitely be a Grixis channel. Some mill deck hurt them? Yeah, seems like it. What a weird build. Okay, so not a typical build of elves at all for our opponent here. I feel like there's a chance that they cage us here because they're not on... I feel like they're probably not on company based on what we saw there. I'll just bring in my removal spells and try and pressure them out of the game. That's true. We got caged out of a Kroxa deck today. We could get caged out of a company deck. That's true. There's a few different games that we have people playing past just Magic stuff. Pokemon Go, Raid Shadow Legends, Runeterra, channels for a lot of things. General gaming chatter too. Politics, fitness. There's a lot of channels. I'm talking probably over half of them. Fifth Guard. Thanks for the source, Gengar. Appreciate you. Both sets are full-size sets. Both are standard legal. They come out 2 months apart. We're not changing how many sets are being added to standard during the rotation window, just moving around when they come out. Okay, sweet. Appreciate it. Are you allowed to preach your love of Blood Moon in the Discord? We have under the Magic category, there is a Paper Boomers format channel where you are welcome to talk about Blood Moon. It's definitely on topic for that section. Does that mean Lord of the Rings is general? Lord of the Rings is a non-standard set, yeah. Stitcher Supplier gives us 3 chances to attack with Kroxa on 3 again, which would be gas. Honestly, our deck doesn't seem like a very good Death Shadow deck, but like the Lazav Kroxa part of this deck is kind of sweet. Oh, yeah. I am super into Lazav Kroxa, chat. Blood Moon to historic. Nah, I'm kidding. Time me out for even joking about it. They are a collecting company deck. Okay, yeah, they discarded Coco. Huh. Wild, the more you know. Do they have another company here? They could have another company here, right? I mean, the elf deck is capable of making a lot of mana. Man, these Gaia's Blessings. Man, we're gonna get Crater Hoof next turn, chat. The elf deck that made a... Wait, what? Did you board it? Oh, I guess it would get discarded, huh? Okay, I understand now. I understand. We'll pull up the Liliana spoiler after this game. After this match. Pretty big one. Yep. So Kroxa is lethal next turn. Ooh, my Lazav can turn into Lazav now, chat. Am I dead on board? We go block 1, 2, 3, take 8, 14. Nope, not dead on board. Alright. Block 1, 2. I can block 4 things. My counting was way off there. Hoof day it is. Bloodhorde has approximately 1 million mana.
I will let cities encroach on the wilds no longer.
Deck one of your finest copies of Kroxa, please. To be fair, my opponent's copy of Gaia Blessing won them this game. This attack is so good for us because it's not lethal, and it means that it's not lethal, and it gives me 3 extra draws of Kroxa. Man. Oh, did I punt by not... Oh, I have Dreadhorde Arcanist here. So, okay, so I get 3 more looks. Yeah, I get to... And actually, I shock this in, and I have this copy Stitcher Supplier. And then I'm going to attack with this. And we're going to cast Spark Harvest. Sack a creature. Target you. Sacrifice you. Nailed it. That's a bingo. Stupid Death Shadow card. Kroxa's the real dream team. Bye, friend. Can we cut the Death Shadows? I think you could build... I'm going to play 1 or 2 more with Death Shadow in it. just to round it out and get a better feel. But yeah, I think my current take is this feels like not a Death Shadow deck. Ah, the stupid spoiler. All right, I'm gonna play one match, and then we're gonna be done with Arena. We'll play this. We'll do the spoiler, and then we're gonna start Abrade. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's perfect. It puts the spoiler at the very end after the deck. It's intentional. It's definitely not that I just forgot. We have Stitcher, Supplier, Lazav again, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I have liked Black-White Shadows. We played Black-White Shadow twice in the last couple of weeks since Historic Anthology dropped. And if you'd like to see my preferred build of Black-White Shadow, you can check out the old YouTubes. Some videos up there in a nice playlist. GFTL and Dragon Loaf, good afternoon. Love the smell of Mistland drops in the morning. Why didn't they cycle that on their turn to try and hit their land? Interesting. Main deck Yarshan. Okay, so we're taking a second card here. So which two cards am I taking? Probably... It's definitely Extinction Event. I don't know what the second one is. Let's go ahead and drop my boy Lazav here, because the Surveil might give us more information about what we want to be doing. I'd rather just find a Kroxa. Just take the Yarshan here, because it could block our board. Like the Grixis, if it happens next turn, is only a 2/2. Then when I can trip Grixis and play it as a 2/2, that's fine. They're probably just like playing an Arset, and she dies to our attack.
Steady your mind, Rowan.
And I will inspire your soul.
You will not block our noble path.
I shan't have my world shaken by the likes of you. Blocking the first strike trampler. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Probably missed the first strike the first time through. Royal Scions doesn't see a ton of play. That's what happened there. Me.
overcome
Shadow's
any
kind of sweet
challenge.
here. This is gonna surprise a lot of you at home, but this deck seems like it's a lot better when it draws Thoughtseize on one. This will come as a shock to all of you, but I believe there is a chance that our deck is better when we draw Thoughtseize. Surprise Pikachu face, yeah. What's going on, my own? Good afternoon. Juliana looks awesome. Sweet. I'm excited to take a peek at her. The 3-mana Planeswalker that Day 9 spoiled also looked pretty reasonable. I like the design on her a lot. Dear Wizards of the Coast, maybe consider making Eldraine rotate early. Yeah, I don't think anybody would complain. Ikoria could go too, get rid of the companions, you know? Maybe. Leave Mutate alone! It's only 6 more months of winter. Yeah, Historic's pretty good too. Like, I don't know, standard's fine. I'm just bored of the same things. I don't think standard's bad. I'm just I'm spent on those types of effects. Yeah, honestly, Yorion, like I like the mutate cards from Ikoria, but I'm ready for Yorion to not be standard legal. Eldraine's fine in Historic. Man, that's a lot of good stuff. Yikes. Is it just Teffafa? I think it's Tef. Hopefully they brick on land. If they brick on lands for a turn or two, we'll be in an okay spot. But if they hit runners, I think we're in trouble regardless. I think it really matters what we take here. If they get to either of them, are probably dead. Brick! They have a land chip. We found the land.
With my sister by my side, I do not fear the unknown.
Ooh. Come on, gas binding. Gas binding. Okay. So it's even the land I wanted for Christmas, chat. So good for us. Is Khans ever coming to Historic? Yeah, all the cards that are Pioneer legal will eventually be Historic legal. So Khans, Shadows over Innistrad, will eventually all be on this platform. Yeah. When is the question? Khans and Shadow over Innistrad are definitely the 2 blocks I want the most. This is a nice draw, because now I get to go Stitcher, Supplier, Land, Kroxa. They're actually playing Career Orphan Guard here as their second. Something to note. So even if they Fatal Push this, it's still 2-for-1s them. So when they print back older sets, they are not putting cards from those sets that are banned in Pioneer in the remasters. So I would assume that fetch lands in KTK will not be included for that reason. Is my expectation. Yeah, they banned fetches in Pioneer from the start because fetches are miserable. They also make mana bases super uninteresting.
Fear triumphs this day.
Fear triumphs this day. Ah, that's a great draw. Seriously? This stupid application. Never trust the auto tapper, chat. Look at this bullshit. What a bad joke. I guess we'll do this and fame it now. And if they brick, they die. I mean, you can play 5-color Niv. 5-color Niv needs Bring to Light more than fetch lands. Interesting that they elected a Growth Spiral as opposed to guaranteed playing their companion to not be dead. Yeah, the audio is super buggy, Bob. That's not on OBS's end. When Arena's running for too long, random bits of audio drop out and you gotta restart it. So it's quality software. So I feel like if I were to explore this some more, honestly, the number one thing I think I would probably do differently is I would probably try some copies of Duress in the main deck. Our deck felt night and day different when I was able to play a discard spell on the first couple of turns. And while obviously Duress is no Thoughtseize, I feel like I would want to be able to do that a lot more consistently than I did here. I think Spark Harvest ends up being a bit better than Innocent Blood in spots. Andrew, because of its flexibility to hit planeswalkers, is a pretty big thing. Something that we mentioned throughout the set too is honestly the main thing I took away from this set is Death Shadow kind of felt whatever, and honestly the most powerful thing it felt like this deck was doing was this kind of engine here, and I feel like I wouldn't mind exploring like a Grixis graveyard deck around these things that doesn't kill itself to play Death Shadow. Maybe you go a little bit bigger and play like 4-mana Nicol Bolas. Maybe there's some other graveyard synergy you could play. But doing this felt super sweet. Yeah, there's no Inquisition of Kozilek in this format. Yeah, exactly. Duress is like the next best 1-mana discard spell. All right, let's take a look at